Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
That's Erskine, Minnesota earlier tonight. Erskine is east of Crookston along Highway 2 and as you can see was in the path of a storm that packed some pretty strong winds and rain.
We're also told that in Bemidji earlier, strong winds led to some trees being uprooted and power lines were downed. Let's get the latest from Hutch, whose storm team coverage has been going all day and he expects to continue late tonight. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Andrea and Mike. Robert Hahn, myself, Eric Whitehill, chasing storms tonight, keeping you ahead of the storms. Here's the very latest. A severe thunderstorm watch continues until 11. Down in southeast North Dakota, some more storms are forming. More out to the west that will be heading our way. So for some, it could be a very bumpy night. First and foremost, 3 areas of storms, one near Minot and passing out of that area in toward Bismarck, and Ellendale in Dickey County has a very potent storm right now. The main core of this storm is moving north and east at 30 miles per hour. And yes, large hail is going to be of concern with this storm. It's moving northeast again, 30 miles per hour. That puts it very close to Lemoore as we approach the upcoming 25 minutes by 10:44. Dickey on towards 11:49. Now, we do have more storms across the area as well as we go through the evening. More of the storms out to the west near Bismarck are forming. We will continue to keep you updated, but even into the overnight hours, we are expecting severe weather.
All right, thanks so much, Hutch.
A disturbing video of a man drowning in a Florida lake has gone viral. It involves the Florida teens behind the camera who did nothing to help him.
Valley News Team's Molly Casey got reaction from residents here in the Valley who saw the video for the first time.
They just watched him drown? That was really sad that they just stood there watching the guy.
On July 9th, a group of teens spotted a man drowning in a Florida lake. They could hear him calling for help, but the teens chose to film and mock him from the shore. On July 12th, police received a missing persons report and found the man's body in the lake 2 days later. Since the video was released, it's gone viral, and residents we showed it to were appalled.
As a human being, to not try and not to do anything is wrong.
Can't imagine not intervening in that standpoint. It's sickening, actually.
I mean, they could have saved a man's life.
Under Florida law, the teens were not required to provide aid or call for help, but they could have.
They just want to have it on camera instead of helping others.
It's all about them. It's all about video.
The teens could face misdemeanor charges for not reporting the man's death. But the question remains, why didn't they call for help?
Anybody with a conscience would not let someone drown.
They had time to videotape it. They were pretty much mocking it, making fun of it. There should be consequences.
From Fargo, Molly Casey, Valley News Live.
The drowning victim has been identified as 31-year-old Jamal Dunn, but the teenagers have not been identified because they are juveniles.
One man is dead, another seriously injured after a 2-vehicle crash near Monaga. The Minnesota State Patrol says the driver of a Honda Civic drifted into the oncoming lane of Highway 71 and hit a Chevy van. The Civic came to rest on the shoulder. A Monaga man driving it was killed. The driver of the van, a 31-year-old man from New York Mills, is in the hospital tonight with serious injuries. No names have been released.
The police chief in Minneapolis has resigned amid public outrage over the fatal shooting of an Australian woman by an officer. Chief Janae Harteau says the shooting of Justine Damond, as well as some other incidents, caused her to engage in deep reflection. Just yesterday, the chief said Damond did not have to die and pledged that justice would be served. Tonight, as the city's mayor tried to make a statement, protesters interrupted and called for the mayor and her staff to resign.
We do not want you as the mayor of Minneapolis, and we're asking you to resign.
The mayor eventually left after being drowned out by the protesters.
An update to a story that we first reported to you yesterday. Authorities have now identified a teenager killed by a car yesterday as 14-year-old Bethany Elijah of Lisbon, North Dakota. She was riding her bike half a mile east of Lisbon when she was hit by a car going around the curve. The Highway Patrol is still investigating the incident.
A Grafton, North Dakota man is charged with multiple counts of burglary and theft in Walsh and Cavalier counties after being arrested back in January. Authorities say Victor Moreno was charged with 5 counts of burglary and 4 counts of theft earlier this month. In January, Moreno was arrested for terrorizing, felonious restraint, and domestic violence, among other charges. Deputies say 2 search warrants turned up stolen items from Walsh, Pembina, Cavalier, and Grand Forks counties, and there could be more counties involved. Investigators say charges are pending against other suspects.
A family member has come out in support of a West Fargo woman arrested as part of a national health care fraud investigation. Shelly Bracken says there's no way her niece was involved with this. She met us at the Island Park area this Friday, telling us that Tanette Brackens, here in the orange jumpsuit, is heavily involved with her family, takes great care of her kids, and is deeply religious as a member of her Fargo church. Shelly says this whole thing is a shock to the family.
God have mercy on those who lied on my niece. Have mercy on their souls. And I'll pray for them. I gotta go with it's in my heart and what I know about Tanette and what I believe, and not just my faith. Not just my faith. This is not Tanette. Y'all got the wrong one. They got the wrong person on this.
Tanette Brackens lives in a Habitat for Humanity home in West Fargo. It's unclear how the accusations against her will affect that situation.
A bakery that's been around for decades in Detroit Lakes will continue to keep its oven on and door open. The owners of Lake Country Bakery decided to retire after 25 years in the business. The owner of a nearby clothing business, The Nines, heard the news and couldn't imagine her town without the bakery. The business owner learned the small bakery supplies most of Detroit Lakes businesses with baked goods. So she decided to buy the bakery and find a baker to take it over.
Every morning we wake up to the great smells of fresh buns and donuts, and we see people come in here and enjoy themselves, and we just couldn't bear the thought of not having that every morning.
The bakery's name will change, and the new owners plan to renovate the store. They say many of the recipes will stay the same, and more will be added.
The Cass County Sheriff's Department is once again holding a gun auction to sell off items that have been seized or found. It's going to feature firearms of all kinds, as well as accessories, air guns, and other sporting equipment. This event will be at the Cass County Law Enforcement Center. It's going to be held on August 11th. Now, the doors will open at 9 in the morning for viewing, with the auction kicking off at 10. All bidders have to be North Dakota residents with a valid identification.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
All right, it has been a very active night of weather across the valley and heading into the overnight. Now, it's quieted down out across our Minnesota counties, but out to the west, more storms are firing. And in the last half hour, we've had a tornado on the ground out there, a big one too.
Yeah.
So pretty active. Overnight for some, it will be severe. Here is a look at the very latest. First and foremost, the radar shows the storms exiting to the east along the I-94 corridor. And this swoosh of a storm just to the north and to the east of Minneapolis heading into Wisconsin. This is the wind storm that we saw the video from in Erskine, that blasted all the way through, causing damage in areas of Bemidji, and now continues to bow out and blow its way across to the east and south. Storms near Minot, storms moving into Bismarck, Mandan now, and one severe cell in our neck of the woods for Dickey and Lemoore County, where rain is much needed. Drought-stricken areas, any rain is welcome, but not necessarily in the form of hail, but I guess moisture is helpful. Here is a look at the cell. It's moving kind of to the left up here toward Lemoore County. The red area, the deep reds, that's where the hail core is. The warning is in effect until 10:45, and it's moving away from you in Ellendale. So you are basically in the clear from this particular cell. So we take you in, there's quite a bit of lightning with it. Another cell forming in northern parts of Lemoore County, and this one is moving to the northeast at a clip of about 30 miles per hour. Very large hail potential with this. That's what this hail icon means. And when it's orange like that, that means there's a pretty good chance of severe sized hail from this cell. Now, it's moving in the general direction of Lemoore, but if we take a vertical slice of this, we can see the hail core extending all the way up to near 30,000 feet in the cloud. This is starting to collapse a little bit. It was higher just moments ago. Now, with this storm near the Menango area, it's moving north and east. As the hail collapses out of it, we're going to see gusty wind potential over 60 miles per hour. So watch for winds from the southwest as the storm approaches Lemoore County. Another cluster of storms moving in on Rugby right now, showing some signs of rotation and extremely large hail with these cells where you see the yellows. 1 to 2 inch diameter hail. That will be pushing in toward the Devil's Lake Basin in time overnight. Now, as we take a look at this cell here near Bismarck, very nasty, a lot of lightning, and it's moving right into the main portion of the capital city. Our tower cam right now, our Skycam network extends to Bismarck. Here is a look at that live, and we see this lowering cloud base that they are zoomed in on here. That is a wall cloud that has been moving in towards Bismarck. A lot of active lightning as well. These storms are moving in an east-southeasterly direction and promise to bring a chance of rain to southeast North Dakota a little bit later. Let's take a look at your current conditions at Hector. It's a sticky 72 degrees. That humidity nearly 80%, hardly any wind to keep you cool. 70 up in Langdon, 68 Thief River Falls and Detroit Lakes with storms passing through your area. We have 60s there as well as 60s in Roseau. Your hour-by-hour forecast shows that models sometimes have a hard time with thunderstorms. It's showing thunderstorms over Fargo. No, they're not here right now. We do have a chance of storms, though, as we move through the overnight. Much of the activity in the Devil's Lake Basin will be passing through the valley by the time we go through the wee hours of the night. We'll be here. If you wake up to rumbles of thunder, and if it's severe, we're going to be here and let you know. Otherwise, if you don't see us, go back to sleep. It's probably going to be just fine. Temperatures to start your weekend in the 60s. It will be quiet. But by the middle of the day, the heat is on. 80s and 90s down to the south and southwest of Bismarck. It's here, northeast North Dakota through northwest Minnesota, where we'll have a chance of some showers and thunder showers and much cooler weather. A few of those storms could be severe for your Saturday night. Temperatures in Fargo, though, pretty hot. 88 tomorrow afternoon. West-northwest winds, 15 to 25 miles per hour. There's your heat bubble down in the south and west. Cooler 70s up north. And a look at this gorgeous picture uploaded by Lois. Thanks. This was on the Thief River. Planning forecast shows the cooler and more refreshing air gets here after a busy Saturday. On Sunday, 79 degrees will be the temperature. And we stay a little cool on Monday as well. Thunder chances on Tuesday and Thursday. As we head toward late week, we may see some more 90-degree type weather in the valley.
All right. Thanks a lot, Hutch.
You bet.
Amazon is making a move to ensure that when you want something, they'll be able to deliver it quickly. Details later on Valley News Live, 10 at 10.
Up next, ready for robots to perform surgery on you? It's pretty close to happening.